We're back. It's been a couple of weeks, but the Midwest Donut Review Show rolls on. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric. He is in Sacramento, California. Eric, have you been okay a couple of weeks without the Donut Review Show in your life?
It's been a struggle, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, not being able to wake up and know that I'm going to get donuts that morning. You know, it's tough. It's tough, but, you know, we soldier on.
So you haven't snuck out to a donut place in the last couple of weeks?
I haven't. No, I want to save them. I want to save them for this show.
The purity
that's how much
of our
dedication.
show.
That's how much dedication I have to this show.
You deny yourself the donut.
Yep.
Okay, well, I gotta be honest. I've not had donuts in a couple of weeks either, so the pressure might be on today's shots because we're kind of jonesing for one. Welcome to the 19th show of the Midwest Donut Review. Here's what we do. We buy 3 of the same donuts. Eric out west, me here in the Midwest. We try to get the same 3 kinds. We'll size it, we'll price it, we'll taste it, we'll tell you whether or not it's golden or just move on to the next place. As we kick off most shows, Eric, you've had a couple of weeks. I know you have something amazing for our donut news of the week.
Yes, and it's definitely not something that I just looked up before the show because I forgot about the news.
It sounds like you might be giving yourself away.
I don't think that's important.
Okay,
Look,
what do you got for us? What'd you find?
This comes to us from Miami, and this is titled, Family-Owned Donut Shop Saves Miami Business After Community Outcry. So, I've been vocal in the past about looking for news isn't always the most fun thing, because a good chunk of it is, hey, this local beloved donut shop is closing its doors after 25 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a lot of it, and it's not very fun to see.
No.
So, probably a few weeks ago, I saw this article, a couple articles actually, about this local Miami shop called Mojo Donuts. They had 3 locations in the Miami-Dade area that they were closing. They were closing all 3, unfortunately. So, after that announcement, fans of the donut shop took to New Times, the news site that this comes from, Instagram account on November 4th to express their disappointment. Their owner, Jimmy Piedrahita of Mojo Donuts, who originally brought the delicious sweets from Broward County to Miami-Dade County in 2016, he could have never anticipated the overwhelming response he received to Mojo's devoted fans. He even received hundreds of calls, texts, social media messages, and friend requests on Facebook. But luckily, fans were not the only ones expressing their disbelief over the closing of Mojo Donuts. More than 20 employees got to keep their jobs thanks to the Hollywood Donut Factory. Bobby Pulashaj and his sister Kat, founders of the Broward-based donut and breakfast shop, the Hollywood Donut Factory, were just as stunned. So the owner basically was like, I want to talk to this guy. He saw all this outcry about all the locations closing. And he's like, I've never met him, but obviously what he was doing something right. If all these fans are this disappointed and upset about them closing.
Right.
So he met up with him. They talked. And let's see. So Pulashaj, who has a long entrepreneurial, that's close enough, history and is currently running 2 successful locations of the Hollywood Donut Factory, knew what he needed to do. He and his sister stepped in to move into all 3 former Miami locations of Mojo Donuts. And now, because of his courageous act, not a single team member at the former Mojo Donut locations in Bird Road, Coral Gables, or Kendall lost their jobs, including the cleaning service members.
Wow.
So more than 20 employees, including drivers and the cleaning crew across all 3 locations, do not have to leave their jobs because of the ownership change.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. So
man, do we need more people who think like that.
Yes.
What can I do instead of me taking advantage by culling the competition? What can I do to make it better on an individual basis?
And that's really the most important part, is making sure that the employees and the team members of those stores got to keep their jobs and keep their livelihoods.
Wow, that is great news of the week, quite honestly.
Yes. So, Hollywood Donut Factory now technically has 3 more locations. So fucking get in there, guys.
We've actually been to Coral Gables a couple of times. Mom's friend Melanie lives down there, and so maybe the next trip down there we'll check out one of those joints and make sure that they're doing donuts right. I know they're doing people right.
Yes.
So they'll get a little bump in the score just for that.
Absolutely.
All right, so all across our great big country, I have found some wacky donuts. Jason's Donuts in Eagle River, Alaska. So you know where Denali is.
In Alaska.
In Alaska, thank you. I kind of set you up there. They have a Donali donut. It is 3.5 pounds of donut for $25. They offer 5 glaze choices, 4 filling choices, and quite honestly, the best option, sprinkles are optional. All of the pictures I saw, people put just a shit ton of sprinkles on this gargantuan donut. And I'm like, throw in the whole donut, man. I don't care what the glaze and the filling is, and come on.
Yeah.
Because no 5-year-old gets a 3.5 pound donut. So
no shot.
Jason's Donuts in Alaska.
Yeah, maybe if you can do just a 1/2-inch sliver of it with sprinkles for the 5-year-old in your family, that's fine.
Yes. Next up in San Juan, California, it's called J.D. Flannel Donuts and Coffee. They're kind of a frou-frou joint. They use Valrhona chocolate and Maldon sea salt. So they're low frou-frou. Real vanilla beans, not vanilla liqueur. So extract, yes. The co-owners, John Miller and Dave Rode, tested their recipes before they opened their donut place in their backyard turkey fryer. So, what? I guarantee you alcohol was involved.
Absolutely.
In the recipes for these donuts.
Absolutely. You do not go into that sober.
They do a brown butter sea salt donut. They do a boysenberry glaze, and for Christmas season they do a dunked eggnog and a warm spice gingerbread donut.
I love eggnog and I hate gingerbread, so I'm 50-50 on that.
Well established, and so you're not going to San Juan to get these, is what you're saying?
Oh, I don't know. If I'm in San Juan, I might pop in.
Yeah, on one of your many business trips down there.
Obviously, yeah.
Side note about boysenberry. When I was growing up, my dad made biscuits from scratch, and they were phenomenal. But we were not a biscuits and gravy family. We were biscuits and boysenberries. My mom would take fresh boysenberries, soak them in a little sugar, a little bit of water to make a glaze, and then the family would eat them. I had boysenberries maybe once in my life. I just didn't dig it. I'm like, man, that is butter and honey all day long. But the rest of my family loved the boysenberry, and I will tell you this, I have had boysenberry since, and I should have taken advantage when I was a kid. So
that's I have it's not close, but closer to me than it is to you. Knott's Berry Farm, which is their whole thing is the boysenberry.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been?
I have not been because it's
I
still.
don't think we've ever been as a family either.
No. Because, like, it's close to Disneyland, and it's like, if you guys make the trip out here, it's like, we can go to fucking Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland. No disrespect to Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah, because Knott's Berry Farm started as a boysenberry stand, and like slowly grew into a giant fucking park.
The knowledge we impart to our Midwest Donut Review fans. Wow, yep. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Our
Saved
final
your trip to the first page of Wikipedia, baby. You're welcome.
Finally, Island Glazed Donuts in Honolulu. They have a couple of locations, all mom and pop shops. They lean heavily into what they do best. Mm-hmm. Ube filled.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Guava, dragon fruit, lychee, strawberry mango, and pineapple are their flavor forward frickin' donuts.
Sounds so good. An ube filled donut. Oh my god, I would fuck that up.
Why would you beat up a donut? So, anyway, I love the fact that they are taking what is in their backyard and exploiting it to the tourists.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we start every show, when we start reviewing donuts, we always start with a glazed donut because if you cannot do a glazed donut...
Really, what's the point? What's the point of your shop if you can't do a glazed donut correctly?
So where did you head today, and tell me about your glaze?
So, today, I went to the big one. I went to the iconic Sacramento donut shop, Marie's Donuts. 2950 Freeport Boulevard. Iconic. The teal outside. They have, it's all, you order outside, it's all outdoors, and they have like little like speaker systems through like the windows so they can hear you from outside. Pretty fucking ingenious, honestly. I can't imagine they had that when they first opened, but they have it now, which is great. And so, Marie's is the big one. It's the most iconic. And for a while, like when we started this show, I was thinking of when I was going to do this shop. And I know I wanted to do it for a special occasion. Maybe it was episode 50. Maybe it's a holiday episode. But my mom is in town. And my mom is staying with me. And I can't think of another special occasion than my mom being here. And I want to give her really good donuts. So, that is why Marie's...
I hope they live up to the hype.
Yes, that is why Marie's is just on episode 19. It may not be special occasion to you, the listener. Special occasion to me. So, you mentioned hoping to live up to the hype. Oh man, they are off to an incredible fucking start. This glazed donut. Oh, baby. So this was 4 inches across, 2 inches tall. This one only set me back $1.35, which is on the cheaper end for glazed donuts that I've gotten out here.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
This was easily one of the best glazed donuts I've had, just in general. One bonus for this is that they gave this to me hot and fresh.
That's almost cheating. I gotta be honest. That's like freaking cheating.
That's the thing. I thought about it. Like, is it cheating? Or is it a donut shop that knows what they're doing? They're like, people are gonna want the glazed donut, so let's get all the cake stuff that can sit a little more out first, and then while people are coming in, we'll be making the glazed donuts.
Yeah.
So when they ask for them, give them to them hot and fresh, and make a good glazed donut even better. The dough was so perfect. The texture was so perfect. It's the melt in your mouth kind of dough. Super sweet glaze. They didn't explicitly glaze the bottom, but a lot of it got under there. Yeah, this was... I want to give this a 4-5. 4-5.
That's your biggest glaze score that you've given, I believe, in our 19 shows.
Yeah, it's I know Don Jose's, which was last episode. I'm pretty sure it's been a while, so I don't remember for sure. But they also had a great donut. I'd say Marie's is right there with it.
Okay. So, what we've come to discover is if you bring in a dozen donuts to coworkers, and what I'm hearing is if you bring a dozen glaze, people are just going to swoon and nobody's going to ask where are the other varieties.
Yeah, no one will have that problem. This is a fucking incredible glazed donut. And at $1.35, like, in terms of, like, value, I don't think you're going to find a better donut in Sacramento.
That absolutely goes into the score because if you have a 4.5 donut that costs $2.20, or you can get a 4.5 donut that costs $1.35,
yeah,
this is the place to go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I almost went to the iconic the donut stop in Lime today, but I'm going to save it for the final show of the year. So, there are a lot of iconic St. Louis donut shops. And one of them is on South Broadway, just outside of downtown, called John's Donuts. It's very famous for their Superman motif. It's like, well, what does Superman have to do with donuts? The dude, John, just loves Superman. So, he's been cranking out highly rated donuts. But honestly, we'll be the judge of that. I will be the judge of that. I got a dozen donuts today for $15.50, which works out to about $1.28 per donut, including I got cinnamon twist, I got cream, custard filled, I got jelly filled. So there is no like specialty donut upcharge. Mm-hmm. So for $1.28 for my glazed donut, and the first thing I want to show you is how beautiful that donut is. Can you see the marvelous finish on that donut? It's a great start. It's a big glazed donut. This is 4.5 by 3.5. It's 1 3/4 inches tall, so it's a pretty big donut.
Wow.
A problem with tall donuts could be, how's the dough taste? If it's not a good dough and you got a lot of it, that's going to knock it down. This dough, however, just by itself, with no glaze, with no crispy outside, is just a really good dough. It's a puffy dough. You bite into that glazed donut and it crushes. I love that aspect. That's what it does. The glaze is really good. It's not sickly sweet. It doesn't overpower the donut. This is the complement. This is the great glaze complement. This is a 4.3 glazed donut for me. Really, really great start. And I'm going to have one more bite while we move on to the second one.
All right. So our second donut, we got a lemon-filled donut. I know for me out here, lemon-filled is not...
Okay. The fans just won't stop calling. As soon as you go with a couple of 4s for glazed donuts, the phones ring off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. So a lemon-filled donut is not super popular out here. I imagine it's pretty popular out your way because every time we talk about, like extra donuts or whatever, you pretty consistently find a lemon-filled donut.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Yeah, that's not the case for me. I don't get a whole lot of lemon-filled, but Marie's is a place that does it. Which, again, another thing for Marie's is they have an excellent variety. I mean, just like old-fashions, they have a glazed old-fashioned, plain old-fashioned, vanilla old-fashioned, chocolate old-fashioned, strawberry old-fashioned.
Wow.
That's an incredible fucking array of donuts. Just that would be good. And that's, like, expressed through all their donuts. So they have a really, really good variety. So this lemon-filled, this was the same dimensions as my glazed, 4 inches across, 2 inches tall. This one was 40 cents more expensive because it was filled. This was $1.75. And so the glaze on this is, the same glaze for the previous donut, and it's really good. But the main thing when you get a filled donut is that thing's got to be filled all the way. And unfortunately, this one just wasn't. My first 3 bites, I didn't get any filling. And granted, if I had, bit from the other side, I would have gotten filling. But then my last 3 bites would have had no filling in them. And the lemon filling honestly wasn't great. I think I would prefer a little bit more tartness to a lemon filling, and I didn't get a whole lot of that. I'd say it was more sweet than tart, which I don't think is super necessary because you're getting a sweetness from the glaze. So I kind of wanted a tartness from the lemon to, contrast the sweetness of the glaze and have it work together. But it was really more of just like a sweet lemon flavor. So yeah, I mean, a really good glaze, a really good dough as well. But I think if you're looking at this from a standpoint as a filled donut, I just don't think it's all there. Because at the end of the day, you need more filling. And I think the filling should be a little bit better. So I think I want to give this one a 3.7. Still really good. The bones of it are really good, but I think going into more of the filling related stuff, it's pretty lackluster.
I heard a saying the other day talking about Bill Belichick being hired at North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And somebody gave him advice and said,
"Oh yeah, so who's giving Bill Belichick advice? Can we?"
It was one of his other a coach similar age.
Okay.
And he just said, "Just remember, it's college football. You have to go to college." So
that's fair.
I play this back to it's a filled donut. Fill the donut.
Fill the donut. Yep.
I mean, that's what separates it. That's why, in your case, you're paying the upcharge. Mm-hmm. What are you doing special for me with that filling? Don't make me Where's Waldo the filling.
Yes.
So, a couple of the things that you hit on for your donut. So my glazed lemon filled, again, $1.28, really great price for a lemon filled donut, and that absolutely plays into the score I'm giving. It's 4 inches by 4.5 inches. It's an oblong shape, 1 3/4 inches tall, so pretty big filled donut. But same problem you had. Bite, bite, bite. Oh, there's the filling. And here's the problem. So it's the good glaze that was on the glazed donut, really good glaze, topping, icing. The dough is same, really good dough. But there's so much of it because the filling is not there. Mm-hmm. For me, the oomph is it's that good tart lemon filling that you're looking for. It's tart. It's not sweet. It's not whatever place they buy it from. I doubt they make it themselves. It's tart. It gives that good. It's the good juxtaposition with the sweet of the outside. So this glazed lemon filled donut is a 3.9. So really good score still. Just fill that bad boy. Fill that bad boy. Get that big fat score. That's where we're at. So our third donut today that we're doing is the apple fritter. We haven't done a fritter in quite a while.
Mm-hmm. I believe the last time was the Donut Palace review that you did.
Yes, that was quite a while ago. And that was the Mamba Jamba. It's a $6 fritter, but it's over a pound. And it's jammed with apples and crisp. So yeah, that's probably an unreasonable bar for me.
Yeah,
here in
that's
St.
pretty
Louis.
crazy.
So how is Marie's apple fritter?
It is really fucking good. This is an excellent apple fritter. So this one, it's not super tall. I'd say it's maybe an inch tall. It didn't fluff up. but it's about 5.5 to 6 inches across. So I'd say it's pretty sizable. And it's a round fritter. This one, again, was a bit of an upcharge. This one set me back $2.50. But this is an unbelievably good apple fritter. The apple taste, the apples in this is so good. The flavor mixed so well with the sweetness of the glaze. The outside edge is crispy, which I love with an apple fritter. It's a little bit of that old-fashioned thing where that outside crown is a little bit harder than the rest of it, and I think that's perfect for an apple fritter. The outside edge is a little crispier. And what I really love about this is that the cinnamon doesn't get lost. A lot of times with apple fritters, you're getting sweetness from the glaze, sweet apple, and a hint of cinnamon. But you can this is absolutely an apple cinnamon fritter, which I think is perfect, the perfect flavor for a fritter. There's I wouldn't say there's chunks of apple in it, but it's absolutely super well dispersed throughout the donut. You're getting plenty of apple, plenty of cinnamon flavor in each bite. The texture's really good. The dough is great. The glaze is sweet. And for only $2.50, which for apple fritters, again, is on the positive side of a price point for an apple fritter out here. I think I want to give this a 4.4.
What?
This should be a must get at Marie's. An apple fritter, you go to Marie's, you should get a glaze, you should get an apple fritter. And I feel like if you just go there and get just those two, you're still having an excellent experience. This is absolutely a must get.
What a monster score that is. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so the glaze.
I'm going back in, man. This is fucking excellent.
I want to look up something during the show here because I took a picture. So John is lovingly known as a curmudgeon. And throughout this shop, they have stuff like this on the walls. If you are grouchy, irritable, or just plain mean, there will be a $10 charge for that shit. This is not Burger King. You don't get it your way. You take it my way, or you don't get any. I can only please one person a day. Today is not your day. Anyway, it's
a donut shop, people.
Yes.
You should not be going in there asking for some crazy requests or anything.
Right.
It's a donut shop.
So I am going to have to be curmudgeonly about my apple fritter.
Oh no!
4 inches by 4.5 inches,
It's
1.5 inches tall. It's tiny. Again, $1.28, but it's tiny. It's not the pull apart apple fritter. It should come apart in pieces. Those pieces should have cinnamon. They should be crispy outside. There should be apple in it, in most of it.
Yeah.
Apple has gone missing. So, for our pictures, we cut the donut in half and show you what's on the inside. So you'll see in the picture. I ate half of the donut, half of that apple fritter, not a single piece of apple.
Oh, wow.
Cinnamon, just as hard to find. It's got to be a main component of the dough. Otherwise, you're eating glazed donut dough, which is fine, but that's not what an apple fritter is. No. It is not crispy. It's sort of a soft outside coating. There's a few crispy edges, but an apple fritter should be crispy everywhere on the outside. Yeah. Pull apart, it's not. It's much more like a donut as opposed to a fritter. And it's like an apple cinnamon donut just doesn't. If you sell it as an apple cinnamon, a little bit of apple, a little bit of cinnamon donut. Yes, that's one thing. They're calling it an apple fritter, and it's not prepared like a fritter. There's hardly any apple in it. So just because of the super low price, I'm going to still keep it in the 3s. It's a 3.2 for me. But when you go into John's, no mad rush to get the apple fritter. It's just, it's not the beacon for this place. So that bums me up just a little bit. But it brings us to the end of our show number 19. And as we close all of our shows, you getting loose? You getting ready?
Yeah.
It is trivia time. Da, 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 da. All right. You got your brain power fully fired up.
Totally.
Okay. True or false? Americans consume over 10 billion donuts a year.
Oh my God. Over
Billion with a B.
Billion? That's so many fucking donuts. Over 10 billion. I gotta root for my country here. I'm gonna say false.
It's sadly true.
Oh my God. That's so many fucking donuts.
We are currently at 66 donuts per person.
A year?
Yes.
So what is that? That's
335 million people. 10 billion donuts. Now, this also counts like in the grocery store when people
that's like
pick
what?
up.
Or like 5 or 6 donuts a month for every single person.
Yes. We do it.
Damn.
But
Yeah,
we're
I mean,
on
well,
the
yeah,
show. We do it probably without the show.
Yeah, we definitely do it without the
But
show.
this counts stuff like, people buy donuts in the grocery store, like Entenmann's Donuts and Hostess Donuts. So that's part of it.
I don't think those should be part of it. I don't think that counts.
I mean, if you make donuts, even if they're crappy ones and they're in a chemically enhanced state to stay fresh.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're
It's
going
a
to
donut.
count like Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme, you got to count that grocery store bullshit too.
Yeah. All right. Next trivia question. What car part is like our show?
A steering wheel? It's a circle? Like a donut?
Nope.
What the fuck kind of question is that?
I thought this would be a layup, honestly.
What? Don't fucking
You
know.
don't-
The
that's
wheel? Wheel? That's a circle, like a donut? What do you want from me? I don't know.
The car part that is like our show is the
engine.
mini.
Because we run it. We run the
No, man.
the brakes.
This is the very
slow down.
definition of grasping for straws.
Are we? I don't know. I'm taking a more metaphorical sense of the question.
No, it's a car part.
The things I'm listing are car parts. Last I checked, cars have fucking wheels. And engines and steering wheels.
It do not have anything to do with our show.
What? Okay, so you tell me the answer and have it make any more fucking sense than my answers.
You're gonna be mad at yourself.
Okay.
What is a tiny spare tire called?
Oh, it's a donut.
Thank you.
Okay, that's not a car part. That's not a part of the car. It's like an extension of the car.
If I would have said an extension of the car, you'd have been like, oh, that's a donut.
Maybe. I would have had a better shot.
I don't know
That's
that you
not
would
a
have had...
part of the car. It's an
Almost.
extension of the car.
Oh my god. All right, we're moving on before I try to choke you out over video. Which famous singer sang the jingle for Southern Made Donuts in 1954?
Oh, fuck. 54? Like I have any fucking shot of that? Frank Sinatra.
No! Southern is a giveaway.
Dolly Parton. 50's probably too old for her, huh?
I should go back to geography with you.
I don't fucking know. In the 50s?
Who was huge in the 50s from the South?
Elvis.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I don't know that I can give you just a double thumbs up, but...
I don't know. I don't think of Elvis as like a Southern, like, artist. I probably should, but I don't.
Well, born in Mississippi.
Yeah.
That's pretty Southern.
Yeah, but I...
Recorded his first stuff in Tennessee.
Yeah,
that's
I guess
pretty
that's
Southern.
South.
And the name of the donut place is Southern Made Donuts. So,
Well, I don't know. I think of him as Vegas. That's not South.
Well, that's a shame because he was the...
Probably his better stuff happened when he was Southern and not in Vegas.
Yes, he was the Beatles before the Beatles. If he hadn't have been sent away to the army, who knows? Who knows how the trajectory would have... But anyway,
That's
so
crazy
Elvis...
that Elvis got sent to the army. Can you imagine? You're just like... Fucking
the biggest
just like you're
singer
in the army.
Yeah.
And you look to your left and Elvis is there. You're like, what? That's crazy.
I'm trying to think, like, that would be like if Taylor Swift got drafted.
No, it's like if I got drafted and I'm like, I hear someone like yell for me and I look over, it's like Timothy Chalamet. I'm like, what? What is happening right now? Timothy Chalamet needs medical help, everybody.
Yeah, so a different time. And I'm sure after he started his unbelievable string of number one hits, the price for the jingle for Southern Made Donuts would have gone way up. All right, so that brings us to the end of show number 19. Marie's lived up to the reputation and then some.
Absolutely.
John's is they have earned their reputation. The apple fritter may be outside their wheelhouse. But again, lots of good donuts. And you know, we've talked about this before, that we only do 3 donuts from each place.
Yeah.
So there could be places that have excellent crullers or excellent old-fashioned, and we're just not doing them that week.
Yeah.
But what I do like is we're reviewing donuts that are really good. So when you get in there, take our recommendations and then try some of the other ones.
Yeah, you know for sure what is good to get, and then you can, take chances on your own and see for yourself.
And so how can people let us know what shops to try, that sort of thing, going forward?
Yes. So I think the number one way is to comment on our YouTube videos or rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. That will go directly to us. We see it all. So if you have any recommendations, any places we should stay away from, any places you want us to go to, any new spots, old spots, if you let us know there or comment on our Instagram posts, Midwest Donuts Pod on Instagram, we will see all of that.
And it is the Christmas giving season, so we'll work on some super giveaway for Christmas on one of our final shows of the year, and we will reveal all to our fans and viewers and listeners on our next show or two. So keep that in mind, what's still out there. All I can guarantee is that it's not a Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme gift card.
Absolutely not. We would never do that to you.
You know what would be awesome? if we would meet one of our fans at one of our future donut places and buy them a dozen donuts.
That would be pretty sweet.
That would be... Okay, so that's our initial foray into this thing.
Yes.
But that... Maybe we'll come to our senses. Show number 19 is a wrap. This is the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis. That is Eric Leggett in Sacramento. Eric, thank you so much for the time. Everybody out there, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.